From MTN News, you're watching Montana This Morning.
Employees at the Whitefish Mountain Ski Resort protesting mistreatment and racial inequality. Coming up here, what they're saying is happening. And find out how the latest stimulus payments are affecting recently divorced couples and what lawmakers say needs to be done to clear up that confusing situation. It is 6:30 on this Monday. Chet Lehman, Matt Elwell with you here. Holly Brantley is off today. More spring-like than the last couple of days of the end of the week were super warm temperatures. This is more what I was expecting for spring.
And we're going to see this swing throughout the week where the temperatures go up a few degrees, drop back down, a chance of snow, chance of rain.
Of course.
It's spring in Montana.
There you go.
Yeah, temperatures right now holding into the 30s. It's actually a very mild start to the day. A lot more cloud cover early on. Our potential of snow picking up as you head into the evening, but could include rain or rain-snow mix by the late afternoon, early part of the evening before switching over to snow. Not a lot of accumulation, but we do have some advisories out for the area. You see our daytime highs kind of fluctuating a little bit right around that 40-degree mark, both for Bozeman and Butte. We're going to break down your complete forecast, of course, coming up from the Billion Auto Group Weather Patio in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Matt. It is now 6:31. Livingston Police and Park County Sheriff's deputies say 2 people are dead, and what investigators are reporting was a murder-suicide. In a release, Livingston Police Chief Dale Johnson says it happened at a home on South 9th Street in Livingston early Sunday morning. According to the release, police responded to an ongoing disturbance at that home where they had been told several gunshots had been fired. Police say they made contact with one of the people inside shortly before he died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Police add there is no threat to the community at this time and the investigation is ongoing. No names are being released as of yet. Well, tensions over alleged racial inequality led a group of Whitefish Mountain Resort employees and Flathead Valley residents to stage a protest on the ski hill Sunday morning. Lift operator Mariah Ryan, one of the organizers, told MTN it all started because of an incident directed at her in late February.
A month ago at the beer stoop, I was outside with my roommate and a supervisor on the deck where we circled around the discussion of equal representation, specifically on the mountain, and the lack of it. This was followed up by the supervisor letting us know we did not have an equality problem because we already have a N-word working on the mountain. Obviously, he didn't say the N-word. He actually said the word with the hard R. Referencing me to my face.
Now, Ryan said she immediately took verbal action steps with lift operations to remedy the issue. Second person told MTN they quit because of this alleged incident after the supervisor in question was not terminated. The protest group Culture Change at WMR said it's asking for changes to be implemented and expanded on a systemic level at the resort. In a press release, the resort states it became aware of the protest on March 17th, which resulted in immediate changes and plans to, quote, continue fostering a safe, diverse, and inclusive workspace, end quote. Release also included a statement from Director of Human Resources Christy Hanchett, quote, we have identified a clear plan moving forward on these issues and are dedicated to enacting change. We want to say thank you to those that came to us with their concerns, and we are committed to following through with our efforts, end quote. TN reached out to the resort to ask about the accusations and have not heard back. To read the full statements, find this story on our website. Well, apart from stimulus checks, it's one of the biggest parts of the new stimulus law, a major change in the child tax credit for parents. But divorced parents, the issue is causing a concern. That's mainly because judges often order parents to alternate years in which they can claim the credit, which complicates who gets the money this year, because right now it's only a 2021 perk. Our Joe St. George is getting answers for many parents about what to expect.
Whether you like the law or think it's too costly, if you're a parent, the stimulus bill is most likely going to impact you. Parents with children who are 5 and under qualify for $3,600 worth of tax credits this year per child. Parents with children 17 and under qualify for $3,000. That's on average a $1,000 increase from what parents have received in past years. The bonus money phases out for couples making more than $150,000. Unlike previous years, half of the amount will be paid in monthly installments to parents starting later this summer. For Mallory Hughes, a single mom in Utah, the perk is huge.
Every kid, wants to do sports.
But upon further review of the new law, she is raising questions. You see, she is divorced, and even though she has custody, she and her ex are required to alternate years they claim the child tax credit.
In our divorce papers, we have switch off years of who claims our 5-year-old.
Since the increased benefit is only for this year, she fears she'll miss out.
I have sole physical custody. It just worries me for it to go to him when it should be coming to me.
We took this issue to the senators responsible for expanding the child tax credit nationwide, Democratic Senator Sherrod Brown of Ohio and Michael Bennett of Colorado.
What do you say to that divorced parent out there who has questions about who's getting the money here in 2021?
Your question really does make me want to kind of redouble our efforts to make sure that is done right.
There's going to be an online portal that's going to allow people to send the IRS new information when that arises.
Both senators telling us they are now aware of the concern and will work to create a fair system. Both say the easiest solution is making this tax credit permanent, which is what they are working on right now.
I do think we'll make it permanent later this year, Joe. It just makes sense. I mean, we're going to cut childhood poverty in half.
I just can't imagine that even the most conservative lawmakers will want to pull the rug out from under that.
On that issue, time will tell. Republicans have expressed concerns about the long-term cost, and nothing in Washington is certain. As for Mallory, for the moment, she'll be watching.
It would help me out so much.
In Washington, I'm Joe St. George.
6:36 now. New pets may have been a cure for pandemic blues, according to new data that shows a surge in pet adoptions in 2020. Alicia Nieves shows us how this is now helping many businesses bounce back as well.
Dylan, wait. Can you touch me? Oh, good touch.
Ian Burnett could spend all day giving out treats.
Can you go down? Oh, good down.
At this pet store.
Oh, can you sit? Oh, good job. There we go.
And he's
Oh, there
lucky
we go.
because lately he has.
There is certainly a boom in the pet sector.
Ian is the general manager at the Fish and Bone Pet Store, and what's happening here in Boston is playing out at most pet businesses across the country. Ian's store had to close for weeks last March. It was a huge financial hit, but when it reopened, he started to notice a new trend that hasn't stopped.
We started to definitely see more and more people coming in saying, hey, I just got a new puppy, or I'm about to get a new puppy. I just got a new kitten, I'm about to get a new kitten.
While we were there for a couple of hours, 6 people walked in with new pets. Over the past few months, the Fish and Bone has gotten hundreds of new customers, which translates to thousands of dollars in sales and job security.
For a lot of people, they've wanted a dog in their life. They've wanted a cat in their home for a long time, and they felt like, oh, I don't have the time, I don't have the energy. The pandemic kind of gave them an opportunity to bring that pet into their life, make that pet a part of their family.
A recent survey of more than 600 veterinary practices confirms new pet ownership is up. The veterinarian surveys say they saw more than 660,000 new pet patients. That's up tenfold from the prior year.
She was a gift for me, and she's my baby now.
Amanda Carter got Molly, her first pet ever, in November. The 5-month-old pup has been her sole companion since then, when she moved across the country, just her and Molly.
Stress is not as high as it would be without her.
This pandemic trend so far has been a major win-win. For new pet owners, they have much needed companionship during a year of isolation. For pet businesses, it's helping them bounce back. The pet industry expects customers to spend even more money as they continue to splurge on their new pets.
Spin? Can we spin? Oh, good spin, buddy boy.
And for the pets, with more pet ownership, shelters are running low or empty for the first time in years.
That's kind of the dream for everyone in this industry, is to see the shelters empty because everyone's been adopted, to see every other person walking down the street with a dog. I hope this trend continues. I hope people continue bringing more and more animals into their lives.
I'm Alicia Nieves reporting.
6:39 now. Gallatin Valley Community Staple marking a big day today. Hey, happy birthday, the Help Center, celebrating 50 years of serving residents through crisis counseling, information outreach, and support. Since that day back in 1971, the Help Center has been open 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Those behind the center service say it's been a wonderful past 50 years.
We have added programs, grown with the needs of our community, and so I think just the fact that we're still here, we're still thriving, we're still meeting needs in the community. We're just celebrating the fact that we've made it for 50 years.
Now the Help Center festivities begin with a 50 for 50 fundraising campaign aiming to raise $50,000 within the next 5 months. For more information, check out this story by visiting our website. Going to take a quick break here on Montana This Morning. When we come back, did you ever think you wanted
Good morning ahead on CBS This
your own island, laddie? Well, one in Scotland could be yours. Find out how after the break, be golly. But first, here's what's happening at 7 o'clock on CBS This Morning.
Good morning ahead on CBS This Morning. We have big news about another potential coronavirus vaccine in the U.S., and it can't come quickly enough. Nearly half the states in the country are seeing a rise in COVID cases. We'll also take you to Miami Beach, where there is a crackdown on spring breakers, and tell you why New York City is reopening high schools. Also, first on CBS This Morning, Senator Chris Murphy talks with us about his tour of a border facility housing hundreds of unaccompanied minors. We'll ask him about his emotional conversation with a girl separated from her family. And legendary former Notre Dame women's basketball coach Muffet McGraw joins us to discuss March Madness and what needs to be done to end inequality in college sports. Quite a lot. We'll see you at 7.